Good everybody, hope you've been well. This is going to be a bug out bag loadout with the purpose of a certain role. Most of the guys over the internet, they do bug out bag loadouts and setups and those things, but they never explain the purpose they are going to fill or what the plan afterwards are going to be. Once you get to your or a destination or community, there's going to be a role you have to play afterwards. Whether it's a civil unrest, political motivation, or even natural disaster, nothing's just going to get done or restructure itself. You need to play a role thereof. And so I'm going to show you guys my setup, which is going to be the role of an observation post, first responder, or a reconnaissance. Since I'm still a fit and active guy, I can play the role of a security purpose. If you look at what's happening around the world at the moment, majority wise it's a political motivation. If you look at the civil unrest in the west, or if you look at the refugee or Red Dawn situation up in the north, or even if you look at the situations of a communist revolution down in the south. So there are a lot of things happening around the world which my personal opinion indicates it's going to be a political motivation. But even if the infrastructure collapse, which is an economy collapse or whatever, it's going to unravel into a political thing anyway, or a civil unrest anyway. So this is going to be my loadout. Keep in mind, like I said, it's going to be a setup for observation post, first responder, or even reconnaissance. And so thus, the main important setup for this bag is going to be survival from the elements, communication, and hydration. I am, for monetization purposes, not going to explain or get into firearms that much. You guys know what's going on in the world and on YouTube, especially in South Africa. Especially, they are trying to depossess us of our firearms and apparently iPads. Some of you guys in South Africa will understand that. So it's always important to have, for security and self-defense reasons, your firearms, whether it's just a small pistol, whether it's long distance, or whether it's like a semi-automatic like your AR-15s or whatever you're going to use. I will not be using or showing that in this video for reasons, and not every country or places around the world are firearm pro, or pro gun. So I'm going to keep that out of the video. But this is going to be my setup, guys. Like I said, communication, hydration, and shelter from the elements. Let me do a loadout and explain to you guys what I have and what the purpose of everything's going to be. Keep in mind that some items I do not keep in the bug out bag. I keep it on my outdoor EDC, or I call it my speed EDC. Should a situation arise where I need to drop my bag and I need to run to safety as fast as possible, I can do that with this. It's got a drop leg as well. You can see the strap. What this consists of is a survival knife and a pouch, which include a fire starter ferrous rod, a mylar space blanket, an army poncho, well, not an army poncho, but a rain poncho, a little bit, it's about 2 energy bars or protein bars, some first aid, extra rope, a small compass, and as well as the earpiece to my radio. When I am in a situation, my radio will come out of my bag and it will be on me or on my body armor as well. So if I need to drop this, I can run, and I have the necessary skills to use this for a survival situation to get to safety. So the pack I decided to go with is the Kanaya Pro Gear Phalanx. I wanted something quality, lightweight and flexible, which this offers me exactly. It's a quality bag, strong, robust, made out of 500D Cordura material, offers 30 liters and 7 liters behind the beaver tail, which means it's not too big and not too small, and it offers me enough space for the items that I need for my purpose. And as I said, afterwards I'm going to fill the purpose of security in that field, and this pack is especially designed for operation. So it offers me exactly what I need, and I know and I have trust in it that it's going to last me quite a long time. Okay guys, here's my bag. The way it is set up is that I can easily make shelter, or behind the beaver tail, anything that I need to get my hands on as quick as possible. In the front here, I have an army poncho. Most of you guys are familiar with it. The reason for that is I can use it as a poncho for a raincoat, and also you can make shelter with it or also isolation, especially in the winter, to prevent that cold from coming through. I can use this as a bivvy to sleep in, or just a normal piece of ground isolation. So again, Army poncho features different kinds of function, which I tied with a quick release clip there. Then at the bottom here, I have my dual purpose hammock tent, so I can use this as a hammock between trees if I need to get off the ground, or I can also use this as a small tent shelter which has a roofing for rain and a mosquito net on the side. So dual purpose there with a 3x3 meter tarp. For those of you guys, I think it's 10x10 in the Imperial system in the States. So I wanted for something big I can use different kinds of shelters for, or if I have friends with me, we can all sleep under this. It's quite big, so very good purpose there. On the side here, I have my first aid kit, quick and easy accessible. I am not going to get into first aid kits that much, but here is my first aid kit. So once again, it features a couple of items that I need, especially in the security or ops industry. And if there's a civil unrest, you must definitely put items for bullet wound. And also inside I have a survival whistle with a backup compass, and inside I have fishing equipment, small hooks, fishing line and stuff like that. Then I have on the side here is a small hatchet. You can go with a big knife or a kukri as well, or even a machete. I just want something small and light as a backup I can use for self-defense, or do some bushcraft or shelter building in case I needed that. Here in front I usually put my solar charger. I'll show you now, but I have a blood type patch here. I keep on myself at all times as well, but as a backup on the pack there as well. So behind the beaver tail I have a solar USB power bank, which I can just strap there if it needs to be. The reason for that is you can charge small items like your phone, like a USB chargeable flashlights, and all those electronic equipment, like if you have a GPS watch, you can all use that. And it charges via the sun, but not very effective, but the power bank comes in handy. I keep my radio with me at all times, so in case anything needs to happen, I have my radio with me. And as I said, going to be a reason for observation posts. And first responders, I usually keep my radio with me at all times, especially when I'm bunging out. So in case I need to lose the pack, I have my radio with me. A set of gloves is also very handy. Always protect your hands. If your hands are damaged during a survival situation or bug out, it's going to cause you a lot of problems. So also have a good set of gloves. I have the hard knuckle ones, especially if I am in a situation where I need to crawl a lot. I can do that with the gloves. And I have a couple of carabiners. I keep them under here in case you need to build shelter or whatever they are, or you need to hook something on your clothes. You always have carabiners. Some morale patches. These are ones from my airsoft games, so always I have something just to keep the morale going. And coming to the front pocket, we have a map, an atlas of South Africa, so in case you need to travel to another destination, or if in case you're lost, you know exactly where to go. Just some sanitary hand wipes, always to keep your hands clean, especially when you're about to eat, or if you need to do other things for hygiene. An extra face mask, you never know when there's a situation with a lot of dust. That is in case the buff I have fails. And especially identification, in case anything happens, people actually can know who you are. And especially if you go through a database at your destination or community. And also keep your driver's license, your children, all those things, all the necessary documentation. Always keep that with you as a backup. And then I have a couple of these cables. That's these USB cables for charging from the power bank to the cell phone or to the watch or the GPS or whatever you use. I have a couple of these. They usually fail on you, but so I have a couple of those. Also I have a black marker in case you need to write something as well, or these things usually write most surfaces that pencils and pens cannot, so just especially for that observation post. Always good to have an extra pen with you. As a backup, water purification tablets. As I said, if you are at a post for a while, hydration is important, so you want to keep extra purification for hydration, extra power cable. Cash is a very important thing. Depending on the time and situation, sometimes money will have no importance depending on the anarchy and the situation. But always good idea to have some cash with you in case you need to barter or buy something from a farmer to keep going. And an extra lip balm. I always have a lot of lip balm with you. Just especially in the summertime or in the winter when it's dry lips. Zambak is a very famous South African product. Always have a lot of that, and so that's that for the front pocket. Also here in the front, I have a UV protective buff. Again, buffs have different kinds of uses. I especially sleep with it at night or during the day on conditions and I need a good camo concealment effect. The buff really serves a couple of dual purposes. And I have 2 sets of glasses. You're going to ask me why. Guys, remember this is Africa. The sun shines a lot. So I have a polarized sunglasses here by Johnson's Workwear. This especially helps during the day when you need to block the UV and the sun out of your eyes. And then I have the, what do you call this, transparent anti-fog ones if you do walk through the bush at night. Remember, Africa's thorn bushes. Or you are wearing a face mask or a buff. This doesn't fog up and you can still use this in different tactical or good purposes to prevent and to still see through, so it doesn't clog up or fog up, and again serves different kinds of purposes. And very important, on the side here I have a foldable J-pole antenna. Like I said, I'm going to serve a purpose of observation posts, first responders or reconnaissance. This easily just clips down, ties it loose with the Velcro, and then I have a collapsible J-pole antenna. I'll attach a video into the video. I'll show you guys what it actually looks like. So I can be set up somewhere on a good location and I can communicate with people about 35 kilometers away. I think that's almost 22 miles. So if you combine this with your hand radio, you can really communicate in a very tactical and strategic possibility maneuvering. And I also have here a small plastic spade. I need to paint this with a primer. But again, shelter building, or if you need to do your business in the field, it's always good for hygiene and for security to dig a hole and do it there, and then obviously conceal it up, leave no trace, guys. Then at the back, not very much going on at the back. I do have in the small pocket here, there is a knife sharpener in case you need to sharpen knives, and then I have a small tactical flashlight. This is Bush Baby, made in South Africa. It has the back button, 3 functions for security reasons, or just in case you need to get something quick and accessible. And then here at the back also features a whistle here. So inside the back, hydration is very important. So I have a hydration bladder. This is a 2-liter one by Decathlon in South Africa with a pipe. Obviously you guys know, so I don't carry water bottles because I'm not going to cook, and I don't want to really make fire and show my location. You know, for security reasons, I'm going to prevent making fire, but this really helps. I can just drink from the hose while on the move. And behind this, I have something called a braai mat. It's called a braai sheet in South Africa. What this is, it's made out of a kind of polyester or polymer material. It's thin and lightweight. It's got a high heat resistance, so you can actually make a fire and put this onto the coals, and you can cook meat onto it or eggs or whatever. So it's really handy, and this is actually washable, so you can, after you've used this, you can actually put it in the dishwasher and it's reusable. Okay, so here is the inside. Now keep in mind my system is designed to stay warm during the night and not be able to cook for the first 72 hours, 3 days of bugging out. Since I will have the purpose of observation and post and all those things, I need to rest in the evenings while doing shifts and stay as warm as possible. So what I did is I keep my sleeping system inside to keep it dry and warm as possible. Let me unpack this and show you guys the purposes. Inside here I just have a spare headlamp, and some batteries as well. I keep that preserved, so if I need a backup flashlight or need to work whenever I can keep my headlight on my head and keep my hands free. I have, however, since I will be at a post, hydration is important, so I have with me the Sawyer mini hydration filter with the cleaning plunger with it, and as well the 2 of those 50-ounce water bags. Since I can get along with 2-liter waters quite well in the hydration bladder, this is a backup since if I would need to stock up on water. So what I did here, I have a small fleece blanket which I sewed together in a sleeping bag system. With this I can add it inside the Thermolite sleeping liner. This is the first ASCENT sleeping bag liner. So I combine the fleece with the liner and my sleeping bag, which is the Amplify down Lite from first ASCENT as well, and it gives you a risk of -5. So these 3 combined gives you quite warm sleeping system depending on the situation as well. Now most places in South Africa it doesn't really get -5, especially where I will be or where I'm going, but it can. So and with that I also added thermal underwear, which I keep in Ziploc bags. This is a thermal liner shorts, the pants, and I have the jacket as well. So combining your thermal underwear with a risk of -5 and a sleeping liner and a fleece, that gives you a lot of heat resistance, and this whole setup weighs just under 1.5 kilograms. So it's about, I think, 600 grams for the sleeping bag, 325 for the liner. This is less than the liner. This is about 200 grams as well. So it gives you about 1.5 kilograms. I'm not sure how much that is in pounds, but 1.5 kilograms of sleeping system, which is truly light. And here I have with me the OSA waterproof bags. Let me quickly take this out and show you guys what it is. So what this is, it's a waterproof roll top bag made by OSA. In case I need to go through water or harsh conditions and I need to keep electronics or my sleeping system dry or anything dry, I can put it into my waterproof bags. It comes in 3 different sizes as a set, and so you can actually put quite a lot of stuff in this, and you can also keep it dry. You can carry it around in your hand. So it's, for me, it's quite important to have a waterproof kind of system in my bag as well. Then also further, I have a space mylar blanket. I actually opened this a few days ago, and I haven't replaced it with a new smaller, thinner one. But yeah, mylar blanket again serves a lot of different purposes. And I have one of those Russian made caps. Again, wintertime over here, and especially in the evening I sleep with this. Keeps your head, neck and your ears quite warm. But also for the sun, the African sun during the day can still be very potent. I have a nice bush cap, bush hat, if you want to call it like that. Still protect your face and keep those UVs out of your eyes and your face. Also some underwear. Very hygiene is important, so keep extra socks and underwear. I have a extra heavy duty shirt. This is all from the old South African military, the good one, and also a long sleeve. So if I need to crawl or be especially in the bush a lot, this really gives a lot of protection. Now my food setup is designed so that I do not have to cook for those first 72 hours, 3 days. Basically mine is high nutrition. I'm not going to go out too much into the items, but I have with me, which is the primary, a lunchbox and with some foil. The reason is, if my food actually runs out and I need to use skills for survival and hunting, I can actually cook and put the meat inside the foil and cover it in the lunchbox. But inside here I have protein bars, peanut butter bars, energy bars, peanuts, extra protein, fruit rolls, turbo vitamins. So this is basically all the nutrients and vitamins and electrolytes that I need to keep my body going. Remember, if you are moving the whole day, you need to recharge all those necessity nutrients. And I have as a second, especially, it's exactly the same. I didn't put this in a lunchbox, but they're all covered in Ziploc bags. Again, protein bars, and I've got the peanut butter bars, vitamins, peanuts and raisins, and also I have the Datrex replacement protein bars that the military usually issue. Extra loose rope for if I need to put snares or fishing and stuff like that. Third one, again in a packet, same as the previous. My food supply can last me, if you do this on a proper, use it in a proper way, can last me about 5 days, depending on, again, the calories that I use. And in here I have sachets of coffee and hot chocolate and game and Oros, just to keep those electrolytes. And in case you need to purify water, you can change the taste of the water with this as well. And some extra Provita biscuits just to nibble at night, and also quite healthy as well. And then here at the back I have an extra fleece top. Should I sleep cold at night, I have an extra fleece top just to keep warm. As I said, it's winter time at the moment, and I have some cable ties, big cable ties, which again has lots of different purposes. Okay, coming to the small items, I have paper towel wipes. You add them to water and they set out. I do not keep toilet paper because it takes too much space, but again, this serves different functions. You can make fire with it, you can wipe your butt with it, and you can use it to filter water. So I have 2 of these in the pack, always handy, and you can actually use it a couple of times. And also I have a backup knife, in case I lose my primary knife, I still have a backup. 2 is 1, 1 is none. And I have some plastic bags. I think there's 2 here. Again, with these black refuge plastic bags, you can do a lot of different things, shelters and keep heat and all those things, different uses. And also a lot of these small cable ties. I think you guys call them tie straps in the West. Again, multi different uses for these cable ties. And also very important is hygiene. So it's good to keep your morale as well. You don't bath when you're in the bush, but again, in here is small brush and some tooth floss and toothpaste. So just to brush your teeth, and extra lip balm, lip ice in South Africa, just to keep healthy and keep the hygiene good. Over here, this is a lip balm labella holder, but inside I have Vaseline or petroleum jelly and cotton balls. So again, you turn this, I can't do it with one hand, it's slippery, and it brings out these small balls you can actually use to make fire with. Over here I have tabbert, again insects. In the winter it's not really that bad, but you can still get insects and things that bother you at night. So also very important, especially in Africa, or especially if you're next to a water or river, there's always insects. So good to keep those things away. African sun is always hectic, doesn't matter which time of the year. This is sunscreen, I think it's UV 850 plus, and I've added with this disinfectant called Dettol. Everybody think I know is Dettol, so I added Dettol to this, and in case there is small scratches or marks on your body, you can also just sterilize that. Everybody, I think, at this time knows potassium permanganate, also known as Cornish crystals. Again, multi-purposes. You can disinfect wounds. You can purify water, especially if you're long distance or long periods of time, you can purify your water. But also, if you combine this with a little bit of mud or whatever, you can actually write on location. You can make different what's the word now, you can make signatures or leave marks for purposes. And also, if you add this with glycerine, you can make fire with it. Not important, but I do have, for security reasons as well, and gunshots and those things, I have earplugs, especially for children. That's handy. And then I have a couple of lighters, and with the lighters I actually put duct tape around them. Very important. Duct tape as well has a lot of different uses. And I have a lot of rope. In my shelter that I showed, I have the necessary aluminium tent pegs, but I have a lot of rope. So in case you need to hang your antenna, make shelter, and I've added those tent stakes. It works as a tent. You know, if you actually put up a tent and you tighten the ropes, this is for that. So it makes shelter building a lot easier. And again, snares and all those different things. I have a lot of rope and it serves different purposes. In case you are with friends, I have a spork. I won't need it with my eating setup, but sometimes you are with friends and they open food and you want to eat with, you can use your spork. And this is just a survival straw that goes with the Sawyer Mini if you need to drink out of a water source. And of course I have a pencil, and with that goes a small booklet. Since I will be in the purpose of, like I said, observation post, first responders, and you need to collect data or locations, information, you can actually write this down. I have a pen as well, but I do prefer a pencil as it can write on more surfaces, and you can actually sharpen the pencil with a knife. And the pen, I just added extra fishing line just as a backup. And this is a mosquito net, a small mosquito net that actually just goes over your hat. Especially during the season, mosquitoes and insects are a pest, so this just keeps your face protected. Okay guys, so a total weight of about 16 kilograms, I think that's 35 pounds in the Imperial system. Bug out bag set up and load out for the purpose of observation post, first responder, reconnaissance with the purpose of the communication. A camp or a shelter set up for that, where I can stay outside for a few days. And obviously the main purpose is to get to safety, and the purpose after I get to community or to my destination. What do you guys think? Leave in the comment section something that is vital to that purpose I need to add. And please support the channel. The best way you can do that is comment, subscribe, like. I hope this was helpful to some. I'll see you guys in the next one. All the best. Bye bye.